Hi everyone and welcome to the Thorn Wines vlog. We are looking at a wine from Vondeling, which is a South African producer based in Voorpaardenburg, which is just north of Stellenbosch in the Western Cape. Their wines are sort of focused around Rhone varietals, but they also have amazing Bordeaux varietals. Now, the Rhone varietals that are really successful in the area there are Shiraz, there's a little bit of Mourvèdre. We also have worked in the past with their wines that have had a touch of Viognier in their Rhone blends. And in this wine in particular, which is Vondeling Babiana, they grow a varietal which is classic to the area, which is very famous in South Africa, and it's known as Steen in South Africa, but more commonly known as Chenin Blanc. Chenin Blanc is it's important to the South African wine trade. However, it has been a bit bastardized over the years. It's a great variety that was used in very cheap wines, mass production wines, sadly used in supermarkets, and but it's having a bit of a resurgence. It's definitely a quality grape variety. It's famous in the Loire Valley for making wines like Savagnier. You can make amazing sparkling wines, dry wines, sweet wines. It's a very versatile grape variety. And in this case, Babiana is a blend of Chenin Blanc, Viognier, Grenache Blanc, Roussanne and Chardonnay. So the blend is heading very much in style to a Rhone white, but with that touch of the Loire or maybe even Southern French, because Chenin Blanc actually, from what I understand, originates from just about 40 kilometres north of Terrasses du Larzac. Now, I had the pleasure of actually working at Vondeling, and I was there for 2 harvests, working in the winery, and worked alongside of the winemaker Matt Copeland, who, in my opinion, is a fantastic winemaker. Obviously, having worked with him, I'm gonna hold that opinion of him. But the reason I think he's such a good winemaker is that he's taken this producer Vondeling from being a very small unknown entity to what is now a almost slightly cult following of a winery, and he makes wines that are pure, very clean. In the case of this, it's been barrel fermented, so it's taking on some nice richness. It spends time in 500 litre oak, and it's all of the single parts, all of the different grape varieties are fermented in barrel, and parts of them are whole bunch pressed, giving it a little bit more richness and tannins and structure. And yes, you do get tannins in white wines, but not to the extent of a red wine. But it's you'll get that in more sort of greener notes, more leafy characteristics. But they're not coming through as a negative in this. I'm getting hints of sort of quince, like baked pineapple. So there's acidity from it, but it's still got that lovely richness. Lots of tropical fruit. But again, that caramelly, vanilla-y, butterscotchy characteristic of the oak, and the richness of that Chenin Blanc, the baked apple flavour, is coming through on the nose. On the palate, it's delicious. It's still crisp, it's still fresh. It's got that nose that's slightly almost off dry, but it's not. It's got the like Burgundian characteristics to it. Really nice salinity and minerality, and it does really remind me of a Rhone white that's had age, not like a young, fresh, straight Viognier or slightly Turkish delight characteristic, but it has that floral character as well. And at Vondeling, they're very keen on sustainability. They've named this wine Babiana Noctiflora because of the fynbos, the local shrub, the plant that grows on the mountain behind. It's a plant that is only found on the Paardenberg mountain. So they, over the years, have worked with conservationists and and put studies in on the mountain. They have found Cape leopards. They've really invested a lot of time and money and effort into ensuring that it is guarded and kept as beautiful. The one thing that I would say about this wine is a lot of people who don't like Chardonnay but want to kind of approach that sort of style of oaked Chardonnay will enjoy this, because it's got enough of the fruity characteristic. It will also work really, really well with white meats, with chicken, with pork on its own. It's a wine that decants, so I quite often will serve this white nicely chilled from the fridge, bring it out, put it into a decanter and let it sort of raise in temperature to for about half an hour and let it breathe. And the other thing with Babiana is that it ages wonderfully. We had the pleasure of having a 2010 a few nights ago. We've got some 2009 left. It's an amazing development that it goes through, and the colour in which the wine turns, it goes almost golden. But the flavour profiles, it still has that acidity and it still has that lift, but with those really nice rounded honey and rich notes. The nice thing that we have here is that we've got the 2016 vintage, but we also have some 2014 Magnums left, and they've just developed wonderfully, and they're going to age even longer. I think this is going to be lauded as one of the best blends from the Western Cape, white blends that is, and Matt Copeland is going to keep pushing the boundaries with this wine, and farming organically now, they're taking on a new look to the wine. It's still remaining its same characteristics, but it's a much cleaner, much prettier wine. Hats off to them. They've made a fantastic wine, and I look forward to trying 17 vintage, which I hear is amazing and getting some rave reviews. The 16 vintage did only get 4-star platter, as far as I'm aware, but the 15 vintage was a 4.5 star. It's a cracking wine, and at $13.99, and it's an absolute bargain. Anyway, I think I might have to enjoy the rest of this bottle, and we'll see you on the next vlog.